Yeah. It's another 5 minute rant. In all actuality, this could be considered part two. And the reason being is because if there's a price that is set and you don't want to pay for it, don't pay for it. If it ain't worth it, don't pay for it. That's what this is. This is the 5 minute rant, man. If it ain't worth it, don't pay for it. Straight up. I know and understand that a product may cost a certain amount of dollars because an individual values that product and they're not budging on their price. You know what I'm saying? But just because they're not budging on their price means that you should budge on your budget. If you know that you have a set amount to pay for something, then that's it. You stand by how much you got to pay. And there's nothing wrong with bartering somebody. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I know you want 500, but I'll give you 100. There's nothing wrong with that because they can either say yes or no. And at the end of the day, if the product or the service that they're bringing to the table, if it's something that you feel as though isn't worth the dollar amount, you ain't got to pay for that. Straight up, you ain't got to pay for it. Just think about it. Every time you ever went into a clothing store, every time you ever went to purchase a car, if you felt as though it wasn't worth it, you just didn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel as though it's not worth it, just don't buy it. You ain't got to talk down or talk bad about the individual setting their price. You know what I'm saying? You could just not buy it, not purchase their services, not purchase their products. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to sit here and say, hey, Burger King, I know your Whopper is good, but it costs $1 more than a Big Mac, and the Big Mac at McDonald's is good too. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You just could see the price that the Whopper costs and realize that you don't want to pay that cost. And then you could just go to McDonald's and buy a Big Mac. You ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to rub it in. Don't be like that because straight up, everything ain't for everybody. I know for a fact there's certain shit that I just won't pay for. It's not that I don't think that it's worth it. It's just that to me, it's not in my budget. It's in my life budget. I'm not paying $300 for no jeans. I'm not paying $100 for a shirt. I'm just not doing certain shit. Now, don't get it twisted. I will pay $100 for a shirt if I want to support the movement, if I like what the overall company stands for. So I will for that manner. But just to do it, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $325 for a belt. Brother, I go to Marshalls, I go to TJ Maxx, I get my shit for $19.99 at the most. I really be trying to cop the $12.99 joints because the way I wear my clothes, you're not going to see my belt anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't sag my pants off my ass. So a belt to me that costs $600, $700, $300 more than $19.99 is useless to me. That's to me, but to you or to somebody else, it may not be. You know what I'm saying? You see how it's... Everything ain't for everybody. So with that being said, whenever you come across something that ain't for you, don't downplay it. You see a piece of art. I seen this lady at this art show, right? It wasn't even, it was art. It was a little art protest. And she had a nice painting. I ain't gonna call it a piece of, no, it is a piece of art. She had a nice painting and it resonated with me. And I'm saying to myself like, damn, I'm asking her how much it costs because the piece spoke to me. Now, at this point in time in my life, I wasn't really, I shouldn't have been buying art, but if she would have said $600, I would have found a way and I would have got her the $600 and I would have bought that piece of art straight up. It was beautiful. But when she said $2K, she said she wanted $2,000 for it. I said to myself, damn, I had to reanalyze my whole thinking. But I'm glad she didn't say 600. Even if she would have said 650, I wouldn't have bought it. I clear put a cap on 600. And I'm like, if she says 600 or less, I'm buying it. If she says anything more than 600, 601, I'm not buying it, right? So this is my mentality. When she says she wants $2,000 for this painting, I looked at it differently. And I looked and I said, this shit is worth $2,000. It's straight up. I'm bugging trying to get this shit for $600. It's worth $2,000. When I looked at it, I said, yo, I could see that if I was the one that painted this, I could see me saying I want 2 G's for this. So I can see where she was coming from. However, I just wasn't in a position or at a point where I had $2,000 to be spending on a piece of art, nor am I even really that into art, even though this one particular piece resonated with me. It was like deep. It was like it spoke to my soul. So I guess in a sense I am into art, but I don't have a collection or anything like that. So because I don't, for me to spend $2,000 on my first painting, it wasn't written, and I didn't talk bad about her. Like, I kid you not. If I was like to hit the lottery or something, I'd give her $3,000 for that painting. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the fact that she stood on her number. She was like, yo, 2K. She was like, I'm going to need like 2K for that. I'm like, you going to need like 2K? So I started looking. I'm like, damn, I felt it. I ain't trying to talk bad about it. I didn't say, yo, let me get it for $600. I didn't even mention the $600. I'm all set. I want to pay $2,000 for this painting because she said it's worth $2,000. And you know what? I think it is worth it. But if I didn't think it was worth $2,000, I wouldn't have said nothing to her. I'd have just been like, oh, and I'd have kept it moving. No difference when I go into a store and I check the tag. You know what I'm saying? I check tags. I don't know about you, y'all. You might be getting a little bit more money than me. I check the tag. I'm like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I wait for this shit to go on sale. You know what I'm saying? I'm not $45 for a t-shirt. Ooh, it just say Ralph Lauren. Yeah, nah. It matched my sneakers, but I'm not, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? And you be you. When I go to a food restaurant, I go to a soul food spot and they want $15 for the catfish, dog, I don't budge. I don't budge. I either want the catfish for $15 or I don't. I don't talk bad about them. So don't talk bad about people because their price of their products or their service doesn't match up with what you think it should cost. Because I know, I'm positive, I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of other products and companies, that their products aren't in line. Maybe like the Yeezys, you might not think they're worth it, but I don't hear you talking bad about them. You know what I'm saying? If you feel as though, that Big Mac, that number 9 or that number 7, that hard-ass fish fillet that they give you at 3 o'clock in the morning, you feel like that ain't worth it, but I don't hear you talking bad about them. So the moral of the story is, listen, man, if the price isn't what you want to pay, if it ain't in your budget, don't pay it. But don't talk bad about somebody for setting that price, man. It is what it is. After a certain amount of weeks or months on the market, and they realize that they're not getting they're not making any sales, any conversions, they'll lower the price. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I go in there, I look, I be like, what? Y'all want $45 for this shit? I'll wait a couple weeks because the price is going to go down, supply and demand. And maybe some people are illusional or delusional and, it is what it is. But that's not for you to say that's for them. They can set their price at whatever they want. Nipsey Hussle charged you $100 for a CD. You could have paid the $100 or you could download it off the internet and you could have listened to it for free. It's all in the eye of the beholder. Peace.